What's up? This is DJ Loot. Decided to take a break from studio work to sit down with a longtime client and friend, Renaci Cheese. What's up?
Thank you for having me, Luke.
Glad to have you on. I've had you on Happy Hour, my radio show, but this is a different format. Lets people see you, dig into more current stuff.
First interview I ever did too, so.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was nice.
First one.
What's this down here?
I got us some energy drinks to keep us going here. Liquid Nitro. My buddy at Redwood City is supplying these for us.
Liquid Nitro. It says herbal. Yep. So anything that says herbal, you can trust is gonna like.
He's got it all. He's got.
It's not gonna take years off your life. It's gonna add them. I guess.
Yeah. If you look it up, go online, look up Liquid Nitro. They have a bunch of different flavors. They have different products as well. It's not just, they got the low carbs and the regular, but they also got CBD infused water, CBD infused shots. They got the male enhancement. I don't know.
I don't need all that. Come on now.
Liquid Nitro, man.
Hey, I'm going to keep the burp in there. This is just like friends hanging out, so feel free to belch too. Anyway, this is good.
Started writing poetry, a lot of spoken word kind of thing, just writing just to get stuff off my mind, right? And that kind of turned into eventually doing music when I have friends that were always rapping, freestyling. They're always in jail too. So I hooked up with some guys that had a studio, and I said to myself, hey, good at networking, good at making friends, meeting people. I'm gonna have this studio ready for them when they get out of jail. Maybe that'll deter them from going back. They get to express themselves in the studio. So that's really initially what got me into recording music, was for two friends of mine. One that just passed, he passed away a while back, Flavo, and Cholito, who's still around, not so much into the music, but those are the two guys I kind of started making music with, so that's what that's initiated.
As far as those early projects, is that music still around, able to be heard, or even released just by y'all?
So we did at the studio I was recording at. There was this guy named Mark. He went by MD, and he put an album out, Red Light Records, Just a Taste. And that's still out somewhere online. I got to get some more copies because people have asked me for them. But I was 14, 15 years old, I don't know, just in there recording. And we used to, me and my friend Red, who we started really recording on tapes on a Yo MTV Raps machine. I got some of those tapes somewhere. I got them, I know where they're at, and I might need your help converting them into digital format.
Which is a service I offer. Got stuff on cassette, I'll master it and put it out on all the digital stuff.
So you need to get that on the road before those tapes corrode and get destroyed. But the Red Light Records one, there was another one that did Dirty Closet Productions. I mean, this guy he was ahead of his time. He had a bunch of we just talked about 2480.
VS 2480.
Yep, he had one of those. Loaned me a 4-track afterwards. I took home and recorded a bunch of music with. I mean. Some of it's still out there. A lot of the early stuff. I started doing stuff at the Boys and Girls Club in Redwood City, and some of that ended up on that Just a Taste. Some of it ended up on just random places that might be gone now. But hey, we got a whole lot more music to look forward to. So.
Oh, you've flooded me. I have a folder full of stuff we're gonna get to. It's wild.
That's right. Usually that question leads to actual artists, right? And I think of it more as musical influences shaping my style, and everything I do in music are my father and two of my uncles. The reason for that is my dad was always going to thrift stores and buying a bunch of EQs and receivers and speakers, and just had wires everywhere. And he had speakers all over the living room.
Those wood with the chrome front, the receivers. I love.
Yep.
Same. I feel it.
So he had those, and he would use them to, EQ all of his music, and so that shaped the way I saw things, right, with hardware, how we hook up, equipment and ins and the outs and everything. That's I think initially put that into perspective for me. Okay. And then also the sound shaping that he would do. If it didn't sound right to him, he'd get rid of those speakers. Find another set of speakers, or get a better EQ. And he'd be like, you know, he never really liked the bass rattling too much. He liked it nice and smooth. So those kind of things shape my style and shape my music in that sense. And then when it came to my two uncles, Beto and Mario, Mario was in a band, so he would play, you know, play the drums. Him and his buddies would get together and play and stuff. So I always knew like he played music, right? And I was like, that's cool.
Nice.
It's cool that he does that. And my uncle Beto, he would just play the randomest music, right? Like my dad had like all the Spanish music, you know, Los Angeles Azules, Pasteles Verdes, like, you know, what we all know, Bukis, Tucanes, all the Spanish music. And what's crazy is I would hear some music in Spanish first, and then I'd hear the English adapted version of it in oldies.
Oh, okay.
And that was interesting for me too. So, but my uncle Beto, he's listening to Birdie, Michael Jackson, you know, like Elvis. He's listening to all this other music. He doesn't understand it, but he just likes the sound of it. And so I got exposed to different styles of music, you know, through him as well. So that's where my musical influence comes from initially. And then, yeah, I get opened up to, you know, Jadakiss and Jewels and, you know, Nas, Tupac. And then our locals that I got influenced by personally, recording with Jacka, San Quinn, you know.
Yes, legends.
So
I dig it.
yeah, we're currently working on Doors Open. You just heard that. We just completed, you know, me and Cash 916. We just completed our section of the song, right? Our verses, hooks. San Quinn is getting on it. We're gonna go ahead and do a video for it, just like we did the Riding Cruise. So things that we're working on. I mean, it's still currently actively being worked on for the Riding Cruise because, you know, we just put it out. We just shot the video. I mean, as far as the song being put out, the video, it's up. You can look it up, Riding Cruise. We want to do like a major release for it of some kind. But it's up for anybody that wants to see it. And then if you're interested in what you see, if it gets you excited and you're engaged throughout the video, come be a part of the next one. Doors Open. We're going to be, you know, if you watch that video also, you'll see everybody. I don't want to forget and not mention someone, but at the end of that video, you'll see, you know, we gave special thanks to the MCs, the bike clubs that came out, the stunt crews and everybody. So they're coming back out for Doors Open. We're thinking about putting, you know, they offer to put us in the car, so you'll see San Quinn.
That'll be awesome.
You know, all of us.
Yeah, you always have those. You try to get a lot of elements, not just a bunch of people rapping with people standing in the background. You get, get all kinds of like extra eye candy in your video work. I've always liked your vision for your visuals.
Thanks. Yeah. And that's something that I don't like to restrict the videographer to like say, hey, you know, I want it to look like a certain thing. But like with this last one, I kind of also made sure to say, hey, you know, it's a stunt video. You know what I mean? Like that's the main focus. Like even like the event, the main event was the bikes and cars. We're like, you know, kind of like the after effect of the event. So that's yeah, for anybody that's interested in that, man, that's the upcoming projects that we got going. Doors Open, featuring myself, San Quinn, and Cash 916.
Looking forward to it all.
Yeah, so I spoke about my friend Flavo that, you know, was kind of like my inspiration to begin with the music. He'd always be freestyling. He had that style where you hit your chest, you know what I mean? Crazy style. He had his own rhythm. I'm sure he had his own rhythm in his head the whole time. So he passed away, and I didn't realize the effect it had on me necessarily. I mean, it did, but it wasn't until just recently, and you met Ghetto P, right? Tyler, he did flying lessons. He's got a bunch of songs that I've sent to you. But so Ghetto P recently got murdered, and before him, the crazy part was, you know, friend. The reason I'm saying it is because it affected me that they all rap and they're all gone now. So it just puts a lot more urgency in getting my music completed and out. Because I'm always a perfectionist, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I want it to be just right. But now I'm like, man, you know, if and when I'm gone, like who's gonna be the perfectionist for me? Like nobody's gonna sit and say, hey, it's fine, put it out. So why not do that now, right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, my friend Gino, he was somebody I grew up, listening to as well, right? From my city, from Redwood City. Him and his brother Zach One, they were
Zach One.
Yeah, Zach One. You know him.
Zach One's been on stuff with what's his name?
Done a lot. He's been
D Varg.
Okay.
Yeah, D Varg. You know D Varg?
Yeah, he's done a lot locally, and then he went to the East Coast and did a bunch of music. I mean, he's been at it for a long time. So we got some stuff together coming soon too. So you'll
awesome.
hear that. But that was like an early influence in my community, right? Like these artists that were similar to me in our culture, and I said, I could do it too. But at this, watching him go, like he was on his way to my studio, right? Went somewhere else, died.
Wow.
Right. So he was supposed to come to my studio, do an interview, and so that motivated me as well. Like it affected everything I do now musically, because I'm like, man, we gotta do these interviews. We gotta get the music out, and just gotta take the reins of my career and kick that horse in the head and get it going.
Part of why we're taking a break. We're on break time to make sure that folks are aware of these current projects. That's what we're doing.
I try to be as diverse as possible. I've done like what are to me like ghetto love songs that are like I'm writing a message to both sides of the story, right? It's not just your normal R&B love song, right? Like I've done songs that I'm talking like Lover's Peak. I'm kind of talking about like when you reach that peak of like love, where it's kind of love and hate relationship. It's a little bit of both. It's kind of stuff that we don't talk about, right, necessarily. Subjects that really need more attention. Heroin Street was a song that I actually did with Ghetto P before we became addicted to heroin, and we kind of like spoke about it the best we knew from our perspective, right? And just different things that like on that song I said, you are what you eat on Heroin Street, things like that. I early on I used to have a lot of like, it seemed like when I look back I had a lot of like heaven and hell and earth and everything, afterlife music, and now I'm like more kick back, like I'm just trying to have some fun, but I keep the tonality of it is always going to be there's people out there that need to be need to be touched by some music, and they might not initially be drawn to my music, but they might hear the Doors Open or the Riding Cruise, or they might hear whatever else, right, that they like. And then they look at my other music and say, hey man, this guy's talking about some struggles and overcoming them. Not just like, hey, my life sucks, because it doesn't, right? My life doesn't suck, but it has, right? And so that's kind of where I think the themes of my music are, is a lot of perseverance, like yes, it gets dark, it gets hard, but there's always like a perseverance moment where you come out ahead, not for everybody, but until you do get there, maybe you can kick back to some of my music and be like, man, that touched me there. That's all I'm looking for. If I got 10 fans that say, man, this music changed my life, that's all I need.
Yeah, making an impact. That's what everyone should strive to do, that, as well as have fun with it. But you gotta.
I forced that Doors Open out of me. I sat there and wrote like these songs. I'm forcing them out of me because I know I gotta captivate people's attention. Like they like having fun. There was a guy once told me, hey, like people can't dance and think at the same time, right? And it's true. But I also, give them something to, dance to, give them something to think to, kind of spread it out.
I like it.
Going back to the last question a little bit, I want to make an impact, right? I want to make an impact, but specifically on my community would be kind of showing that our community has a voice, and it starts with my community back home. Like I have like a really small North Fair Oaks district community that I grew up in.
Okay.
And underrepresented, unheard, kind of like, you know, I always thought about it as not just underground music, but underground people, right? And starting there, and I don't like always say it in my music very much, but I recently did the infamous R-Dub, right?
Yeah.
That's RW for Redwood City. And that's probably the only song I really like dedicated to, you know, like saying, you know, my hometown, whatnot. But it starts there, but I think I represented the larger, you know, view, the larger scheme of things by just continuing to do me, standing apart from any like cookie cutter image of what, you know, a Chicano or Hispanic rapper might sound like, you know. I've been in the lab with some really good artists,
yep.
and it sharpened, you know, my talent, my technique, the delivery of it, and I want to take whatever I'm bringing from my community and take it elsewhere, right? Like when I go to, you know, be in the studio with these guys that have their own notoriety, come from their own culture and city, I'm representing my community, you know, and then not just my small community, but the community of people like-minded as me, you know, because that's a community as well, right? The people that I linked up with here in Sacramento, that's my community. Been in Sacramento for a long time, so that's why I always say 91650, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of folks have combined and it works because
that's my community.
Show love to both.
It's every, you know, and there's people in other states that could probably relate to me more than people here in my own state, and that's my community as well. So on the broader scale, I don't want to, you know, put myself in that niche, right? In that to where it's, you know, he's a California rapper, or he's a Mexican rapper, or he's this, that, the other. I want to be able to impact everybody. So I don't think I'm careful with my music to be able to be versatile that way for other people to listen to me and like me, but I think it's just the way I've always thought. You know, I've always been out, you know, out looking for new cultures to blend with and make part of my own, you know, and me be a part of theirs.
And that'll always make it better music. And
oh yeah, there's a lot of music I listen to and I'm like, man, that's dope. I'm gonna try that. You know, completely different music. I'm like, oh, I like that. You know, drop some beats and I'm like, I gotta do that more in my music. And I'm talking about like country music or pop music. I'm like, oh, I like the way the energy picked up right there. I got to do that. So.
Nice.
Current projects I'm working on getting released, right? I'm gonna because I have so much to do, we'll try to kind of put it all in small releases like EPs, getting my work out that I have with San Quinn and Equipto, getting that project out. Boss Hogs, you know, been working a lot out of our lab, so I got a bunch of stuff that I got to release with him. You know, we've been doing the shows with the bike clubs. Kilo, Kerr, Doobie, they came out a few times. We had a good time out there and came back to the lab, recorded some music. So there's that. There's Dub 20, who I've been working with for a long time.
Yep.
We got several songs in the archives, and I was always thinking, you know, I'm gonna put this all in this project, in this album, and that album, but you know, again, to make it sound cohesive, right, music to sound good, it might just have to be like, hey, you know what, this one goes here in smaller sections and release it, because I'm gonna be releasing a lot more single projects, like single releases, right, and then just the EPs. I mean, 5 songs or something, 5 to 7 songs. And expect more videos. Spoke to Corey with the Rap Shack. He's going to be filming some videos for us. So The Doors Open is next. That's the first one up. I'm going to do that. And same, you know, visual effect as the Riding Cruise. A lot of cars, a lot of bikes. Mostly in this one, probably more so cars because the doors open, right? And bikes don't have doors, so
yep.
So a lot of stunt.
Somebody's
cars.
Probably put doors on a bike for some.
For some reason, yeah. somewhere. But that's for sure. Expect that. We're gonna have videos, a lot more visual representation of our music.
That's what this current age, 2025, people want video and EPs and shorter things. Yeah. They want content, but they want those short bursts, and for sure, you're right on track with that.
Yeah. So, and then the rest of the team, Big Marco, Cash 916, Stinger B, Young Snoop, and Ronnie. That's like the, that's the team. You know what I mean? And if I'm forgetting anybody, I apologize. But that's who has recently.
Get in the comments and get on about.
Well, that's who's been in the studio working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And that's why I'm like, okay, you show initiative. You come in, and I will definitely make sure that the placement is correct. Like these guys come in and they work. I'm in there and I'm like, hey, we got empty slots here and there, whatever, and we fill them. They're good writers. You guys are really good writers. Help come up with a lot of dope hooks and stuff like that. So that's what you should expect from me. Doing a lot more with Liquid Nitro as far as like going out within the events. We'll have our table. We'll be having the Liquid Nitro drink. So if anybody wants to come out and taste them, we'll have like tasters and stuff.
LiquidNitroEnergyDrink.com. Gotta always plug the folks my guests are aligned with. Always glad to do that. So basically, just go and search Renaci Cheese, Renaci. We're out here at Folsom Lake. The sun is beating down on me. You see me squinting the whole time, but this is what I do. I take a break from studio, come out and have a great guest. Kids playing. Guy brought his dog out. It's a nice day out. Wintertime, but it's starting to warm up a bit.
Yeah.
So this thing's going to get uncomfortable. Hey there, buddy.
It was supposed to rain, and then here we are, nice and sunny.
He's in the video. So, yeah, but break time's over. Got to get back to the studio grind. Renaci Cheese, thanks for coming on.
All right, thank you all. Appreciate it. Thank you, Luke. As always, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Pedal down to the floor with the doors open. Sack to the scope, Richmond, Oakland. Sideshow too lit with them tires smoking. Slow it down, get out, the whip still coasting. Windows down low, bass hitting like thunder. Crowd circling close, watching wheels do wonders. Hit the E-brake sharp, spin it back like a boomerang. Tires screeching loud while the speakers bang.